What is up, guys and girls, and welcome to another episode of Just Talking 2. Today's episode, we have a Navy veteran, a charity, charitable person. I don't know what to say, how that says, but and also a very genuine, down-to-earth guy. So let's welcome the Real VeeDub. How are you doing, brother?
Dude, if I was any better, it would be illegal, man. Honestly.
Okay, that's
I'm doing
that's a
fantastic.
statement. So how's your day been?
Today was really unique. Today is pretty excellent. We did something we haven't done before, my wife and I. My oldest son is away at advanced training. He is in a junior. The best way to describe it, it's a junior ROTC style program. This is something he's chosen to do. I haven't pushed him. So he's away right now. We took our two youngest kids out to our family plot. My family owns a considerable plot of forest. It's just forest, and I live streamed that. So the quality was like really bad because it's mobile, but
Yeah, I
I
caught some
think
of that. Yeah,
and we were just kind of discussing before the recording began as well. But I think that the aspect of that to show my community that's already grown around the channel and potential people in the future, when they go and look at my channel and view my clips, view my past content, they see that there's more to this person, this individual, than just some guy who gets salty at video games and creates content on Twitch. Like, there is more to that. And my wife has got her foot like directly in my butt cheeks, man, to do more of that kind of content to show people
yeah,
that side of me, and I think that, as I said before, that's really important to get that out there, that I do love my kids. I am not salty all the time.
yeah. I mean, to be fair, that's something I want to step into a little bit, but it's the other way around with me. My wife's a little bit more sort of reserved about the idea of being on camera all day, every day. I know it's not constant, but you pick and choose what you record, and I think she's a bit more camera shy. But I've set it all
Also,
up.
yes.
I've got the Twitter page ready. I've got a YouTube channel ready and all that. But it's just got nothing on yet. So we're ready to go when she's ready to sort of push forward.
Well, don't pressure her either,
No,
man.
that's
Like,
what I'm not.
I
Yeah,
think she's got to want to, and
she likes
that's
the
like,
idea. She just isn't sort of what's the word? Confident enough, I guess.
right. Okay. So it's uncharted territory, man.
Yeah,
It's be completely new for her. And this is also true for Lala. She's ready to do it, but we just simply can't afford the hardware right now. I need a second camera just like this one.
yeah.
And
So
I would like to have her own audio source, but I'm so damn loud, dude, that if she sits next to me, right? Oh, she would be sitting just on the opposite side of this camera.
yeah,
Like, I would bleed over into her audio. She's very soft spoken. She would never bleed into mine.
yeah,
So there's a whole set of extra challenges there for me on the technology side that's kind of outside my realm or scope of knowledge. You know what I mean?
yeah.
So those are the challenges I look forward to. That they stress you out, they get you fired up, they get you upset, they get you cussing and throwing things and stuff. But man, when you get those successes where you figure that stuff out, you're like, people do this all day long and they have college degrees, they have 20 years of experience in the audio field. It would be very easy for an audio engineer to come in here and solve my problems. But
Yeah.
for me, it's going to take months, dude, to get it sorted. So,
Yeah, I'm the same. Like, until I started my streaming or content creating in January last year, I had no idea what half of the stuff I use is now. Do you know what I
oh,
mean? So I've
same.
learned a lot, but I've still got a long way to go before, you know, it's a setup worthy of. I mean, your setup, just by looking at it from the camera, it looks amazing. And I know you just had it all torn to bits as well, haven't you?
Just recently got it put back together. So
Yeah,
for 2.5 years on Twitch, I streamed with a green screen, and I sat back here in this very corner of my room. You can't see it; it's off cam.
yeah,
Usually the bed is made, but I didn't make it this morning because no live stream this morning. But yeah, all of my shit was in a pile on the floor, man. My wife and I have been spending like the last month or so finally updating our home. I've lived here over 10 years, and the original deco, if you will, was like old lady style stuff, man. There was
Yeah.
a elderly couple I bought the home from, and her husband died. She moved into assisted living, so I got a fantastic deal on the house. But when you walked in the front door, it was all like flowers and
Artex.
very old style deco, and it fit
Yeah.
her perfectly. Like, but I'm the kind of guy, like, I don't really care. I just want a roof over my head, man. I want
Yeah.
heat and all that, and I don't want to starve. So it never really bothered me. And over the years, my wife's like, dude, we got to paint this house. This shit is so ugly. Are you kidding me right now? So we finally got it done. And
Well, it's looking
I
good.
made the decision to nix the green screen after 2.5 years. And that was met with open arms by the community. But there are a few people like, hey, man, where's the green screen? There was all these effects that were generated with it that you could do live, and people miss those. But
Yeah, I
I
mean,
think,
if
they
you
get to be really in my home now. I get to really invite people into where I live.
exactly, yeah, and I think that's the thing. It shows your personality a bit, and as long as you've got a nice sort of backdrop, um, I fully agree with I mean, I've got a green screen. I have to have a green screen because this room is not only tiny, but all I've got behind the green screen behind me is two bookshelves full of books. So it's not, football, sports coaching books to be more precise. So it's not really a great backdrop for people to be watching.
Right. And it's all up to you too, though, man. Like, if that's something you feel like you want to present, then you can. But
Yeah,
and people say, well, should I get a green screen or should I not? And I'm like, bro,
it's
don't ask
preference,
me
isn't
those
it?
kind of
Yeah,
questions, because I'm gonna say yes. I'm going to say yes, because the production value of a green screen cannot be denied. It's fantastic.
yeah,
It gives you
definitely.
so many options as a broadcaster, streamer, or whatever you want to call. I hate the word streamer, but that seems to be what everybody wants to call it. I feel like you're really actually putting on a broadcast. It's a
So what
real
would you
deal
call it? An entertainer, maybe?
entertainer, broadcaster. Yeah, I streamer is okay. I just don't like it. I don't like that
I get you.
title. I don't know why
Yeah.
I don't like it. I mean, it's perfectly acceptable.
So you're not on YouTube, but you are on Twitch, and
Right.
you mainly stream Overwatch and 7 Days to Die. Is that
That, and we do some custom Arma. We do custom Arma 3 missions with the Zeus tool that comes with that. So that has that RP, a role-playing style aspect, as well as the mission isn't canned. It's not something that gets downloaded and played by 1,000 people. It's something that's created in the moment, on the fly, for 10, 15 or more. Our server can hold like 40 people. And these are like, think of it as being a dungeon master, right?
mm,
For Dungeons and Dragons, or a tabletop role player. But it's a game, it's a video game, right? So there's this tool within the game that you can create a mission, and you can drop NPCs. You can control those NPCs in a godlike way, a top-down kind of way, where everyone else in the game is a first-person shooter, right? Arma is a
yeah?
first-person shooter. So there's a role play aspect, there's a community aspect to it. We do a lot of Arma. As a variety streamer, though, man, I hop around quite a bit. So the games we officially support as a community, meaning like this is the ones that we really want our community to play with us. I'll play whatever, man, but
Yeah,
Overwatch, Division 2, Warframe. I have thousands of hours in Warframe.
yeah,
Uh, 7 Days to Die and Sea of Thieves. You can see a trend there. Is this open world. I love open world games, man. I hate the linear games. I hate if it's not sandbox, get it off of my hard drive a lot
yeah.
of the time, man. But again, I play whatever. I've been dabbling with some Realm Royale recently, and I play a bunch of stuff outside of the stream. Like I'll dive into Player Unknown Battleground every once in a while, man. I will. Somebody will say, they'll mention a game in Discord, and I will go on Steam and see if it's something that's up my alley. And if there is a following for it from the community where this person says, hey, I tried this game out, and 20 people comment under it, I'm buying it. I have to buy it.
And
It's
then you'll
obviously
play
popular.
that. You'll play that with your viewers.
All the time. I don't play with anybody but the community, man. Like the
That's
requirement to play
awesome.
games with me is please just follow my channel and join the Discord. That's all
Your
I ask.
your community being the House of Dub, right?
That's correct.
Um, I think last time I checked, which was about a week ago, there was like 39 members, sorry, which is quite impressive for a little community. Is that a community that you're sharing, or is it your own?
This is the channel. This has been built around my channel.
Okay,
347 members currently, and even
47. Okay,
if I attempt to prune it to kick anyone that hasn't logged in a month, it kicks 0. I look at 7 days, it kicks 0. I look at 1 day, it kicks 0. So it's a good indicator when you go try to prune the dead weight in your Discord. For it will prune users or kick users out of the Discord that haven't logged into your community in 30 days, and I can't do that as everyone has logged in at least once in the last 30 days.
so it's a very
So
active community as well.
that's true, and I am part of numerous what you would call streamer communities, caster communities, broadcaster communities, whatever word you want to pick for that's fine. But basically, it's a support for support style system. So we all watch each other, we all chat in each other's chats, and
Yeah,
I think that people when they jump on Twitch and they start streaming for the first time, they forget that literally everyone on Twitch streams. Okay,
yeah.
like 90% of the Twitch user base streams. Now, I don't quote me on that percentage. I'm sure it's way
I
over
get what you mean,
exaggerated.
because obviously with
But
YouTube, you've actually just got people who only watch, haven't you?
lots of
Whereas
watchers.
with Twitch, it is generally people who are actually active streamers or
I would
active
think
content
I would
creators.
think that there would be a majority of people that stream and watch versus only watching.
Yeah,
Um, I think that the biggest uh, lifter or encouragement towards success for me and seeing success as a content creator has been to not create content, man. To go into other people's channels and be like, "Hey, dude, I'm VeeDub. How's it going? What kind of games you like, man?
yeah,
Oh, I see you like Halo. Cool. What else? Oh, I play Overwatch. Yeah, me too, bro. What's your username on Blizzard? Let's play together." That's how you make friends. You see, you
yeah. I
don't go
think
into their channel and say, "Hey, dude, I'm a streamer. Host me."
yeah, I
That's gonna
think
get
there's
you
a lot
banned.
of yeah, I think there's a lot of sort of new. I mean, I say new. I'm quite new myself, but there's a lot of new people who have come in over the last sort of year, who just think, oh, to grow, I need to, go and tell people I'm here. Do you know what I mean? Rather than actually go into places and, like you said, and say hi. And
I
actually,
think that's a big misconception too. Is what I see from these communities, and again, I'm not some salty veteran. You got people on Twitch that have been streaming for 6 7 years.
mm,
Ninja, Tapman, all those guys, all the what I call mega streamers. Anybody that's got more than a few hundred people in their channels, a mega streamer, man. Somebody's got 1,000 viewers, 10,000 viewers, 20,000 viewers. I mean, that's
yeah,
wow,
crazy, yeah,
20,000 people watching a guy play Fortnite is unbelievable to me. And the reason is he's really good. You know what I'm saying? So I think what these people that come into the communities and you see it time and time again, man. So if you're brand new on Twitch, you guys, please hear this advice. And I'm not trying to sound like an asshole. I'm trying to be honest and real and not pull punches and sugarcoat. So when you join these communities, don't expect people to come watch your channel just because you got to win. Okay, don't expect people just to come watch your channel just because you click the live button. There is effort you as the caster must put forth to grow your community. You have to put the offline time in or you're going to grow so slowly you're going to throw your computer out into the street,
yeah.
right? Well, how come I only have 2 viewers? I've been doing this for 6 months. How come I only have 2 viewers? Do you have a Twitter account? No. Twitter. I hate Twitter.
I've
Do
had
you
that
have
a few times,
do you
yeah.
have you have Facebook? No, I don't Facebook either. Or I only Facebook for my family. Well, what about Instagram, dude? Nah, I don't do that either.
So
Well,
how do people know you're live? Do you know what I mean?
yeah, how the hell are you getting your name out there? Well, I type in the community Discord that I'm live, and the Discord, because I use all these integrations and stuff, Discord puts the little dot under my name and says I'm live now on Twitch. And that means I should have 20 viewers or 50 viewers or 100
But
viewers.
then, like for
No.
instance, in your Discord where you've got over 340 members, this one person who's just a member of your community who hasn't actually said hello to anyone,
Oh, there's a
Yeah,
number of people that have
but
never typed in the Discord but
but what
read
I
it
mean,
regularly.
yeah, but what I mean is that they're the ones that are then they're sort of like, well, people aren't following me, I aren't watching me. But then there might be two or three other people who are actually live at the same time who have made that effort to communicate with the guys, and they'll obviously go over to them because they're the ones that
It's like
they
talking to
know.
strangers.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. So, do you expect a stranger to like come on their own, knock on your front door and be like, "Hey, dude, do you want to hang out and have a conversation for a little bit?" It's not going to happen. I don't have a problem with going into somebody brand new's channel like, "Hey, I'm new here," you know. Uh, what makes me stay is the interactivity. So as long as there's somebody willing to communicate and willing to interact with that Twitch chat, those are
Yeah,
the people that I try to cling to because it seems to be getting more rare over this last year. Over the last year, it seems to be more rare where broadcasters or streamers have this like mindset where they don't need to read their chat. And I don't know where that trend got started, but for me, I started on Twitch to meet people like me.
yeah,
So if you're not reading your chat and you're not interacting with your chat box and your broadcast isn't centered around the user experience, you better be winning all the time if you want your channel to grow, man. I'm not good at games. I'm okay at games. So I have to make up for not getting those wins every single time with some fun
chatting.
stuff, man.
Yeah,
You know, some chatting, some fun stuff, some screwing around. We got mini games that we play in the channel. Like I said, if you're not getting wins, man, you better be creating a laundry list of things to do to interact with your chat to make sure that those folks want to come back to your
yeah.
channel. Like what are you giving them to watch if you're not giving them wins to watch, you know?
There you go, guys. Some sound advice from a sound guy. Okay, so let's talk for a few minutes about your charity work. I mean,
Oh, I would love
I've
to.
looked into the Extra Life thing, and I read about the girl that it was all started over. I can't remember her name now, bless her. But I shed a tear. It's a really, really, really sad video and a lovely story. Let us know
Well, I can tell you
what you've
why
been
I
doing.
choose Extra Life. I think that's a good way to kind of lead into this portion. The reason I choose Extra Life, my middle son has some pretty severe disabilities. He has what I call extreme autism. It's very severe. He's nonverbal. He'll be 4 next month. He's nonverbal. He doesn't really talk. He makes some noises, and there
Mm,
is a level of communication there. He also has Down syndrome. So he kind of got the double whammy from the universe, you know.
yeah,
Um, when during the pregnancy, you just go to the normal hospital. You go to your normal hospital. You don't go to Cincinnati Children's, man. You don't go to these huge conglomerates because there's no reason for you to be there.
yeah.
Those things are done on referral, you know? And there were some anomalies in the ultrasound when he was
Scan,
very
yeah.
small. And those anomalies were being tracked by the docs. And as he got older, they were like, hey, this is a little bit out of our hands. We're seeing a lot of indicators here that there's some concern with your pregnancy, and we
Yeah.
need to refer you on up to the doctors at Cincinnati Children's Hospital and the team there at University of Cincinnati. That the two hospitals are like literally a street apart, man. You walk across the street, you got Cincinnati Children's, and then you got UC Medical Center, which is like the
The
city
main
hospital,
hospital,
right?
yeah.
Right. And so we're terrified. She's freaking out. I'm like, what the hell is going on? They don't tell you anything. They just tell you that it's cause for concern. And then you go to the children's hospital, and the staff is just unbelievable, man. These people are angels. I don't know what else to call them. They are absolutely in their field of calling. Uh, you're dealing with the most stressful and horrible time of your life. You find out that your child has a bunch of stuff that's fucked up, and
Yeah.
it's a tough cookie to swallow. It's a tough pill to swallow, if you will. And you just keep going. But the reason I chose Extra Life is that charity supports all of the children's miracle hospitals. So Cincinnati Children's is one of them, one of those locations. And as a streamer for Extra Life, I get to decide where they put my money. And so naturally I choose Cincinnati Children's because the money I raised that for when I did my birthday stream, man, on the 27th of May, all the money we raised for direct donations to Extra Life was $1,025. Those were direct
That's incredible, yeah.
to the donation page. We did that in less than 5 hours. Then on top of that, I decided prior to the charity stream that I would give a percentage of everything I made as a caster that day as well. And it turned out to be like another $100 or so, man. So whenever Twitch decides to pay me, which here a few days I had to get my payout for May, and then I can go ahead and pony up what I owe, if you will. But yeah, man, I know all that money goes to the volunteers that work at Cincinnati Children's. These people I've met personally, these people that were there for my wife while I was working third shift in a shithole place, and my wife is in the fucking NICU with our firstborn son together, and my oldest son who lives with us all the time. We have a family to deal with, and she's living in the hospital for like 6 weeks, man. So we had a very close experience with all of the volunteers that these people give up their time.
Yeah.
Kylex, they give up their time, bro. These people, dude, are just they deserve all of our love, man, because they are giving all of their love to a fucking stranger. Okay. Yeah. And how many humans do you know that do that on a regular basis? And they do it every day. So it was nice to be part
and you've been able to help that out. Yeah. I mean, I work for a charity. I work in a blind school. So, and obviously a lot is when you said that your child had Down syndrome and then autism on top, it feels like a lot of kids who have complex issues end up with some form of autism on top as well. Because obviously the school
it's very common with Down syndrome to receive a dual diagnosis, and the autism to be either extremely severe or present in some form or another. And it just, we I would say we were either lucky or unlucky. I'm not sure. But I think that you kind of got to meet him a little bit this morning.
Yeah, we saw. And was it the one on your shoulders?
Yeah, because he doesn't like to walk in places he's not familiar with. Like he just clams up and shuts down, and that's the autism hard at work there,
Bless him.
But to put him on my shoulders, he's in a comfortable place. He's with Daddy, and he gets to like not be so concerned with where he is and being worried about not understanding, and more of, well, Daddy's got me, so I can just appreciate the situation, enjoy the situation, which is what we got today. He's normally not that vocal, or I mean, you saw a lot of this kind of motion.
And,
this kind of motion from him is how he shows how happy he is. The more of this that we have going on, the more excited he is. And he was beating the hell out of the top of my head all day today. So he really enjoyed that. Yeah, he really enjoyed that. And to see my wife smiling and looking at me like, we need to do this more often, babe. I'm like, dude, I'm ready to do it once a week, every week.
Awesome feeling. Yeah.
So, but again, that was the reason and the main drive behind supporting Extra Life as a charity.
Right, let's liven it up a bit with some personality questions then. So, have you I don't know if you'd call it snog, marry, avoid, or kiss, marry, kill. I don't know. Do you know any of them? Do you know what they are?
Negative. Are those some sort of British slang, man? Or
well, basically what's going to happen is you're going to give me a number between 1 and 553, right? And what'll happen is it'll throw up 3 random names. Yeah, and it could be anyone. Like most of them are famous people.
Okay, it's like an ink blot test then.
And so you say whether you want to, and you say basically snog someone, marry someone, and avoid one of them. Yeah, or kiss, marry, kill one of them. Yeah,
I got you. Snogging means to bang or
kiss.
Screw. Kiss. Screw kissing. I thought it was like sex, man. My bad.
No,
forgive me.
So if you want that good stuff, you got to choose marry. All right, so we'll go with snog, marry, avoid. So it's going to give you 3 names, and you choose 1 to snog, 1 to marry, 1 to avoid. Hopefully, there'll be people you've heard of. So if you give me a number, sir, between 1 and 553, please.
Let's say 253.
253. Let's have a look.
I like this. This is cool.
253. Right, okay, so it's quite a fun one actually.
Oh no.
Okay, so your names are Nancy Drew,
Okay.
Princess Leia,
Oh, easy.
and the Tooth Fairy. You can choose
Oh,
the Dwayne Johnson one if you like.
no, I like that. Nancy Drew, Princess Leia, and the Tooth
Yeah.
Fairy. So
So
I
you
have to
choose
choose
one to kiss or
one to
snog,
kiss, one to
one to
marry,
marry,
and one to
one to
kick to the curb.
yeah.
Well, I would kiss Princess Leia because, dude, seriously, what? Bragging rights right there. I kissed
Yeah, but
Princess
if you
Leia,
married her, you'd get the good stuff as well.
but I want to marry the Tooth Fairy, bro, because
The income must be good.
she has magical powers.
Good point. Good
The
point.
Tooth Fairy has magical powers.
Yeah.
Anybody that can sneak into a house undetected and place money under a pillow, bro, that she's got to have some extra skills there
Yeah.
beyond that, okay?
Maybe she's not magical. Maybe she's just a really, really highly trained ninja.
And as far as Nancy Drew is concerned, I'm gonna say I was more of a Hardy Boys kind of guy growing up, so
I love the
we
Hardy
could
Boys.
just avoid the Nancy Drew stuff, you know. It's more
Okay.
girly related. But yeah, I think the bragging rights for marrying or kissing Princess Leia be like, yeah, Princess Leia kissed me, but
Yeah.
I'm married to the Tooth Fairy, and she conjures awesomeness all the time.
Yeah. See, this is
See, I
it's
like it.
fun, isn't it? It's a good little
Yeah, I
and it
like it.
shows a bit of your personality and the way you think as well. Okay, so the next one is how would you describe yourself in 3 words?
Oh God. Okay, loud. Number one, loud. I'm loud. I have no volume
Loud.
button. There's zero attenuation here, man. Like I have to attenuate with the software, right? Um, brash, I think is a good one.
Okay,
I'm
loud,
brash.
brush.
And let's see. I don't know if there's a single word way to say like big-hearted or golden soul, but
Caring,
caring, yeah. I'm super rough around the edges, man. I'm super vulgar, but my wife
but deep
says
down,
once you get past that, I have a heart of platinum,
you're a big
right?
cuddly teddy bear.
I really am, dude. I really am. I
Okay,
love my family fiercely,
yeah,
and but because of that, I also, the brashness comes from some of the stuff we've had to put up with and deal with in our lives, and I also feel like the life is really short, man.
yeah,
And it's also extremely fragile. For anyone that's ever deployed to a place where combat is going on, you will recognize immediately that life is very fragile and it is extinguished easily. And
very easily,
so
yeah,
I don't pull punches when I say stuff, man. I just say what's on my mind, and life's too short to sugarcoat and patronize people, dude. Like if you and I said this with Leon during our interview as well. I kind of have this phrase, man. Is if you don't like my content, fine. It's a big internet out there. There are millions of channels, millions of creators out there waiting for you to
yeah,
find them. If you don't like my content, there's no reason to tell me I suck or tell me I'm trash. Just fuck off and go find the person that you're looking for. And
yeah.
I say that with like the biggest amount of love and respect possible,
No,
man. Like,
and it is
because that's
it,
what I do. If I
yeah.
go to a channel and I don't like the guy, then I don't say, "Hey, you suck," or
No,
whatever. I just leave,
it's the
and then
same.
it's
It's the
it's
same
it should be
on
taken personally.
yeah. It's the same on YouTube where the dislikes. I don't. It does nothing.
Eh. But
It
the
does
internet gives people
the option to
a
be
medium
trolling.
to
Yeah,
to be troll and to be. I think the downside to the internet is that because people feel it's anonymous, they can
yeah,
be disrespectful and they can be hurtful, and it sort of absolves them of any responsibility because it's not being done in person, and so it's supposed to make it more acceptable to bash homosexuals or bash someone of skin color or bash
yeah.
someone of a religious preference or sexual identification, to bash these people for things they've chosen that they enjoy. Just because you don't like it doesn't mean someone else can't.
Okay, so the final question is you have a choice of 2 games that you can play forever. You can't play any other games other than these 2 games, and that's it. You've got them two for the rest of your life.
Forever. Okay. Now, is there any kind of law? It has to be multiplayer, single player?
It
Or...
can be whatever you want. Obviously, you want to factor in, what you enjoy about them, and obviously,
Sure. Okay, well, that's pretty
replayability and
easy,
stuff
man.
like
I
that.
can just pick my number 1 and 2 game of all time and just
Okay,
nip that right. But
sweet.
2 games I would play forever and nothing else. Star Wars Galaxies.
Hmm.
If anyone is familiar with that title, they would understand exactly why I would play that forever, because you could play it forever if you were a Star Wars fan, naturally. And then Skyrim, man. I
Skyrim,
mean,
it's a
both
good
of
shout.
them sort of never ending. Star Wars Galaxies was an MMO, and Skyrim, of course, single player RPG.
Yeah,
Once you beat the storyline of Skyrim, bro, the game still doesn't end. It goes forever and ever and ever and ever and ever. I
yeah,
mean, yes, you can do every quest. Yes, you can kill every boss. You can kill every NPC in the game. And then you can restart it and reclass yourself and have a completely different experience the second
yeah.
time you play it. So,
Skyrim's a popular choice. That was another choice that's 2 out of 3 episodes that someone said Skyrim. Before we say our goodbyes, do you have anyone you want to shout out?
oh yeah.
Three people.
Oh my gosh. We could do a whole segment of just shout
I
outs,
know,
man.
yeah.
Honestly. PhD graphics. I know a lot
PhD
of people
graphics.
that you have interviewed in the past, as well as Leon, are
They've
linked
all,
in
yeah,
with
yeah,
Paul. And I think that what he has done for my community, j- I got to tell you what happened, okay? He kind of created the charity stream for Extra Life without knowing it. So a while back, I commissioned him to do a logo, the logo that everybody sees on my channel and on my transitions, and it's branded everywhere, man. It's all over the merch now. And I'm an artist. I'm a graphic artist by trade. I went to college. I did it professionally
yeah,
for many years, and I do all the stuff for my channel, all my own stuff, man, all my own overlays, all my buttons, everything I did myself. So I sent that to Paul and said, "Here's my style, bro. As an artist, I am aware I suck at logos. I have always sucked at logos, and so therefore I go to somebody who obviously doesn't suck at logos to have them do one for me." So we agreed to a price. He went on to PhD land, and I went on to VeeDub land, and he sent me a DM on like the day prior to when he had set the deadline. He set the deadline. I'll have it done by this day, bro. I was like, okay, man, no rush. Everything's fine anyway. It's
hmm
all new, so I'm not really waiting. I'm waiting on it, but I'm not waiting on it. And he DMs me like the day before it's supposed to be due and says, "I'm very sorry, I'm not done yet." And the first thing that came to mind, and this is to give you an indication of the naysayer side of me, first thing that came to mind is this guy's gonna fuck me, man.
yeah,
I've been waiting now for 3 weeks for him to get this done, and now he's gonna say he can't do it, or he's gonna give me crap, right? So he says, "I've had a death in the family, and I haven't been home, man." I'm like, "Well, don't worry about it then. Just do your IRL stuff. This is obviously more important than my logo, is death in the family. Deal with
yeah,
your family, be with your family, and when you feel back up to the challenge, let me know, bro." The day after the deadline, I had a whole bunch of stuff in my mailbox, bro. And so that tells me he gave a shit enough that even in his trying time, he was willing to still work on do the job, right? To do
yeah,
the job. And then he refused payment, that SOB. He refused payment from me because his words were, "My brother has Down syndrome. And I love the way that you present awareness, and I love the way that you talk about your son, and I love the way that you teach people the misconceptions, right, of
yeah.
Down syndrome." And so it's pro bono, bro, is what he says.
Amazing.
And I'm like, "I have to pay you, man. It's fantastic. I am totally a satisfied customer. I could not be more satisfied." And he said, "Well, why don't you just donate the money we agreed to charity then?" And this is all live. We're having this conversation live. He comes to my channel just about every stream to say, "Hey, man, one love, bro." And so we're having this conversation live, and I'm like, "Nah, man, I gotta pay you." And he says, "No, dude, just donate it to charity. That's good enough." And I said, "I'll one up you. We'll schedule a charity stream here in the next month or so, and we'll turn this $60 that you and I agreed to into a shitload of money." And that's exactly what we did. So without realizing it, he created over $1,000 for Extra Life because of his own generosity, man. Um, So I got to shout out PhD. You guys out there
Very
watching,
inspiring story.
you guys out there watching in YouTube land, if you're looking for someone to create a brand for you, your business, your channel, whatever, I'm sure PhD could do a logo for something outside of Twitch or YouTube, man. The guy's talented. Go look him up. You won't be dissatisfied.
Before you carry on, I will just say, everyone's who you shout out, everyone's links will be in the description. So again, if you want to get hold of PhD for any sort of business stuff, you know, his links will be in the description. So there you go. Moving on.
Please do. He's so good, you guys, so good. As far as other people, dude, you know, it's not a person, but I want to shout out House of Dub, the community that has formed this group of loving, caring shit talkers that has created around my channel the best group of degenerates and misfits on the internet. House of Dub, I love you guys. Keep doing what you're doing, folks. Don't ever change. As far as individuals go, I would like to shout out a guy named Subtle Madness, who has been part of my community since the very beginning. That's subtle_madness. I can link you all the stuff when we're done, man.
Yeah,
no worries.
Yeah.
He's not a big caster. He has a small channel, but it's the loyalty thing, man. It's just he's there all the time.
Yeah.
And so I appreciate you for that, Subtle. Thank you, man. He's also a caster. Please go follow him, you guys. He would love to hear from you in his channel. And as far as another person is concerned, man, I don't want to piss anyone off and leave people out.
I know it's hard to. Yeah.
This guy doesn't even stream. And I'm going to shout out a dude named Devious Intent. He has subbed to me now. This month will make 2 years consecutive. And that is something that needs to be recognized. Holy shit, dude. Someone subbed to my content for 2 years. In a row. Yeah. As far as other broadcasters out there, you guys know who you are, man. Old Man Crew, Quantum Gaming, Lux Gaming. I'm part of the Lux Gaming organization. It's an esports org. You guys have been just instrumental in forcing me to do better as a creator. And so thank you for the fire under my ass, man. I appreciate you all. Always critiquing, always being open and saying, hey, you did this thing. I loved it. Do it again. You know,
Yeah.
I want to hear from my community the love-hate stuff, man. So I think that's important, again, to keep those doors open when somebody doesn't like something, especially if they sub. If I make a change, you know, I genuinely want my content to be catered to the people that pay for it, man. Yeah.
And that's all we got time for, I think. So I want to thank you so much,
man,
VeeDub,
thank
for
you.
coming onto the channel. As I think you were told by Leon, you are the first person to appear on both shows.
I am special. That's right.
You're
I'm
very
special to be on both of them.
and I didn't know that you were due to be on it when I asked you either. I had no
That's
idea.
awesome.
I just fell in love with the whole charity thing. Like I said, I work in a blind school and I've got a lot of time for charity, so it's something that appealed to me and made me want to just get sort of pick your mind a little bit. So yeah, I really do appreciate you coming on.
Yeah, man, it's my pleasure. I'd be glad to do it again in the future if you'd have me.
Definitely. Well, we'll see when your next charity streams is and all that.
Well, you know, the charity for Extra Life runs all year.
Yeah.
We were just basically that night. I for the whole month told everybody, don't sub to me until my birthday. Don't cheer in my channel until my birthday. And everybody's like,
money.
what?
Yeah.
Why? And I'm like, because I'm gonna give 20% of that to Extra Life plus all the direct donos. So
Yeah.
you know, as I said earlier, maybe this time next year, my channel will be in a state where I can just do 10% every month to charity. I would love to just cut a check to Extra Life every month, man. So again, these are goals, future goals. People say, oh, I want to make Twitch partner. I want to get 1,000 viewers. Yeah, of course I want to do all that stuff. Of course, guys.
Yeah.
I mean, these are givens.
But why not help someone out in the way?
I want to be able to write a check to Extra Life every month and not have it affect my own personal budget. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? That to keep the lights on and keep the kids fed and all of that. So
yeah,
that is a good goal to have. I think that I want to be successful enough on Twitch, purple check mark or not, to cut 10 to 20% of my channel earnings every month to Extra Life, dude. That
there you
is
go.
real goals right there, man. And I think that that's, of course, reachable when you start to check off some of those common goals amongst all the streamers. Oh, I've had 200 consecutive viewers now for 3 months. That's not true. That these are not my numbers. I'm just
Yeah,
pulling numbers out of the sky.
yeah,
But you know, fast forward next year, maybe I am actually saying, hey, I've got 200 consecutive viewers now for the last 3 months. These are goals to check off, and checking off those goals equal actually cutting that check to Extra Life every month, man. Because you got
yeah,
that many people in your channel, your subscriptions should be going up, your bitch ears, all these things should be going up. If they're not, you're doing something wrong. So I'm
yeah,
hoping that I can get the House of Dub and my channel in a state maybe this time next year when the summer breaks that we are cutting a big portion of what I make as a broadcaster every month to a charity. It would be Extra Life unless the community pushed me some other direction,
yeah,
maybe in the moment, you know. But yeah, I'm always down to charity stream. I'm always down to create a charity weekend where we get a bunch of people together to pick a charity to stream for. And I already could tell you I have 3 or 4 broadcasters. I don't want to say in my pocket, but in my pocket that would be down to do any
yeah,
time. All I have to do is say this day, guys, and they'll be like, let's go. So
yeah. So there
the
you
one
go. I did say he was very down to earth and a saint. I didn't say saint, but
I'm not a
you know,
saint. Please
we
don't say that.
he is a saint. Okay. Yeah. So again, thank you so much for coming on. And if you've enjoyed the show, guys, make sure you hit that like button. If you're new around here, subscribe and hit me up in the comments if you want to say anything to myself or VeeDub. I'm sure he'll be reading the comments.
Absolutely. For me, being on Twitch is a really good way to stay current, man, and stay hip and not be the old guy. You know what I mean? Because I'm getting old. Everybody sees the gray, but
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 you're wearing it with pride.
I love it. My wife says the goat's a little too long, but I'm keeping it long in the hopes that we surpass that 150 paid subscriber goal. I'm right at 100 right now, and if I hit 150 active channel subs, not total, but actively subscribed, I'm gonna dye the goatee deep purple, right?
Oh yeah.
And the second goal is when we hit 250 active subs, I'm gonna live stream my gray hair and my gray goatee at the salon being dyed the color of choice for my community, because 250 channel subscriptions active in the moment that aren't gifted means I've made it as far as I am
Yeah.
concerned, right? So
There you go. That'll be worth watching, guys.
it would
So
be.
that's a good place to leave it, I think. Thank you again, and we will see you again in the next episode.